What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Today we're going to talk about the players from the Houston Texans, representing the Houston Texans in this year's AFC Pro Bowl. But before we do that, I want to also talk about the Texans in the number 2 seed. But before I get into any of that, there's something that I have to talk about first. I have to address. And it's something that I definitely have to address. And before I address that, I want to start off, shout out to my boy Honcho, Saw Sports, everybody there in the round table. The other night, Honcho had me on. We had another wonderful, excellent show. If you're not checking out Saw Sports, go check out Saw Sports. Like I've been saying, the best sport talk in and out the city. And me and him had a conversation on there. We had a lot of people call and get into the chat and enter in the conversation because I asked a specific question. And the specific question I asked caused some people to call, some people to type certain things. And some things I want to address. I kind of addressed it when I was on there, but now I definitely want to address it right here, right now. First off, before I start by saying anything, the name is Spitz. S-P-I-T-Z. If you're going to say my name or you're going to type my name, make sure you say it and spell it right. S-P-I-T-Z. Spitz. First off. Now, let me talk about this right because it was just, I was on there being, let me see, what's the word I want to use? I was being called out in some way or, talked about, because I'm too positive about the Houston Texans. That everything's just sunshine and rainbows. Nah, it's not. I don't think I'm too positive about the Houston Texans. I just want to get people's gauge of how people are feeling about this team, able to put themselves in position to clinch the number 2 seed. That's all I want to know. I just want to know what people's feelings were because I made the comment and made the statement saying, if you're not happy with winning 10 games, if you're not happy with a 9-game winning streak and the chance to clinch a number 2 seed, a chance to have a first round bye, if you can't be happy about these type of things, why do you watch the game? Why are you a fan of the particular? Why are you a fan? That's what I want to know. And I got called out for being disrespectful to the Texan fan base. Listen, I've been here since '02. Okay, I seen everything: Carr, Rosencopter, Schaub, Keenum, Brock Osweiler. I seen all that shit. So I've seen the dark days of being a Houston Texan. I haven't seen the good times. I haven't seen the 12-4 2012 season. I've seen Arian Foster rush for the lead the league in rushing and stuff like that. I've seen the miraculous catches Dre had game after game, year after year. I've seen all that. I've seen the bright spots too. But for like sit and say that I'm being too critical, I'm not being critical enough. Rather, I'm not being critical. Obviously, you don't watch none of my post games. Because I get on here every single Sunday after every single game. Go look at my catalog. Every single game. I get on here and I point out everything every time somebody do something wrong. I point out Bill O'Brien's mistakes. I point out the offensive line. I point out the corners. Just because I don't sit there and sip and bash every single, I don't beat the same dead horse week after week after week. Because it's low hanging fruit. But if you want to be real, if you want to have this conversation, let's really have this conversation. Because it's an elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about though. It's an elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. See, we quick to call out Bill O'Brien when he fuck up. We quick to call out the offensive line, the corners, and stuff like that. How come nobody really call out Deshaun? When Deshaun makes his mistakes. When Deshaun holds on to the ball too long. It's been plenty of times I've said game after game that sometimes when Deshaun gets sacked, it's not the offensive line's fault. Sometimes when he gets sacked before he even hikes the ball because he didn't roll the protection over to him and he let a free runner run free. But if I say that type of stuff, I get called Mahomes. I'm a Mahomes fan. I get questioned. Same thing about Hop. When I call out Hop, I think Hop is the best receiver in the league. But I call out Hop when he drop balls he shouldn't drop. When he don't make the catches he should catch. Like the one against Denver. The one that they consider the fumble. They really won the fumble because he didn't catch the ball. But he should have caught the ball. Also in that same game, but it shouldn't even be no missed field goal by the Denver Broncos. You know why? Because Deshaun threw a nice catchable ball that would have been a first down that would have ended the game. They would take a knee, game it over. Case Keenum and the Broncos would have never had a drive. Would have never had a drive to even get the opportunity to kick the field goal and miss it. When I get on here and say that, man, you asking too much out of Hop. He can't catch everything. No. In those type of situations, that's what he's supposed to be catching. He's the best receiver in the league. He's your number one receiver. That's what he gets paid for. Like on Saturday, that drive. That's why you paid Deshaun. That's why you paid the Hop. That's why you drafted both of them. For that type of game, for those type of plays in those type of situations. They came through for you. Like they supposed to. Like I come to expect from them. So when they fall short, I don't sit there and be like, "Oh, we'll get them next time." No, I call them out. That don't mean that I don't like them any less than y'all do, because Hop is the best receiver in the league. Deshaun's my favorite player in the league right now. But I will call him out. So this whole notion that I'm too positive just because I said about the fan base. I didn't even say the word appreciate. That's not even the word I use. What I said is that if you're not happy about these type of things, why are you a fan? Because see, I don't sit up and play Madden all day. I actually know football. And I understand that. I mean, I know that we want Deshaun to go out there, throw 400-500 yards, 45 touchdowns, Hop get a $150 and 2 touchdowns, Lamar Miller rush for 100 yards, JJ get 4.5 sacks game. Yeah, we want all that. We want to win. We want to score 30 to 40 points and win by 20. Yeah, we want that every single game. Absolutely. That's what we want. But I understand you're not going to get that every single game. I understand the difference between a bad football team and a good unit. And a good football team with a bad unit. I understand that team might have a horrible record, but they have an excellent pass rush. I understand this team has a good record, but they have a bad pass protection. That team with the bad record, have an excellent elite pass rush or a good pass rush, can exploit that team that's a good football team with a good winning record that has a bad pass protection. I understand those type of things. I understand that teams are going to struggle. But the better team should win the game. If you don't believe me, go through history. I'm pretty sure every single team, I don't even got time to take time to look. I go through every single team that's either won a Super Bowl or was this big juggernaut as a team. I'm pretty sure that they either lost and or struggled against a team that if you look at their record like, damn, that record was horrible. How'd they lose to them? How'd they beat them? Barely. Case in point. 2006, when the Indianapolis Colts won the Super Bowl. They lost to a couple bad teams. They were the first team, I don't know if any team has done it since then, but I know at that point in time, they were the first team in the history of the NFL that allowed a 100-yard rush in every game. That was their weakness. They couldn't stop the run. So a team that was a bad team but who could run the football can exploit that. It was up to the Colts being the better team to win the game. And I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10 they did. But I'm pretty sure they got some hookups because I know they didn't go undefeated. One, because they lost to the Texans when Ron Dane rushed all over them. Yeah. So I understand these type of things. And what I'm saying is that you have a situation, you have a quarterback, we finally have a franchise quarterback. He's on the cusp of throwing for 4,000 yards. On the cusp of throwing for over 30 touchdowns, about 30 touchdowns. You have a receiver who is top 5 in all categories: catching, yards, receiving touchdowns, yards per average, yards per catch. No, a Pro Bowler, more than likely going to be first team All-Pro once again. You got J.J. Watt, second in the league in sacks, only behind Aaron Donald for two sacks. Possibly could have an opportunity, it's a slim chance of him becoming Defensive Player of the Year again. We have all these type of things, and we're competing for the number 2 seed. 9-game win streak, best win streak in franchise history. 10 wins, the first time Bill O'Brien's had double-digit wins in his career as a head coach. And we're competing with these chances in the shot, and you control your destiny. It don't matter. You ain't gotta watch no other game. We ain't gotta watch nothing. We ain't gotta hope for nothing. We all we gotta do is take care of our business. We're in the situation. All we gotta do is do what we gotta do, handle our business, and we the number 2 seed, and we let the playoff chips fall to us. That's all we gotta do. That's the situation that we're in. And I'm happy about that. Is my team the best team in the NFL right now? No. Do I expect better from some units? Yes. But also, I also know that some of the units that we struggle in, we knew that we were going to struggle in these units before the season even kicked off. It's different if you're supposed to have this vaunted offensive line, these hogs, and you're supposed to have this scary Legion of Boom secondary, and they falling short. Then I can see you being pissed off even though you come away with wins, be like, fuck. We supposed to be better than that. That I understand. That I get. But I sat up here and told you on my YouTube channel and on Soft Sports. I told you on both channels. Before the season came, the two biggest polls was the offensive line, which everybody knew, and the secondary, most importantly, the corners. I sat up here and told you before, right the day that Aaron Colvin got signed, I didn't like the signing. I didn't expect much from Aaron Colvin. I told you right up here, don't get fooled by the secondary. Because the way the season is, the opponents that we play, they're not going to get exploited too much. They're going to look okay to good because of the teams that we're playing against. But the nut cutting time is going to be in the postseason. It's going to be when you play up against Kansas City, because I've been telling people Patrick Mahomes is going to be a top 10 quarterback. Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. At the time, I'm thinking, them having Hunt, but they don't have Hunt, whatever. The Chargers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Benjamin, Melvin Gordon. The Pittsburgh Steelers, if they make the playoffs, Antonio Brown, Juju. They got the best, in my opinion, they have the best receiving duo in the NFL right now. I would say Hop and Fuller, but Fuller's not playing right now. And Juju is going to end up being the number one receiver within the next year or two. Juju is that dude. The number one receiver on their team, right? Not the number one receiver in the league. That's still Hop. I'm saying number one receiver on Pittsburgh. He's going to be their main receiver if he's not already taking steps to overshadowing Antonio Brown. So I understand that when you go up against these type of teams in the postseason, that's when the secondary is going to get exploited. So don't be like, man, what happened to the secondary? The secondary been looking good all year. I told you this. That we didn't really face that many teams. Yeah, we had Odell Beckham, but we don't know what type of Eli we're going to get. I didn't know at the time what type of luck was going to have. My biggest test was going to be the test against Carson Wentz and Alshon Jeffrey. Carson Wentz not playing. Eagles are up and down and shit. But we seen what happened against the Colts both times. We seen what happened against Cleveland. We seen what happened against the Jets. So we understand this. I knew this coming in. I'm not surprised. I guess that's the reason why I'm not as upset as everybody else, because I didn't feed into the fool's gold that was given. I seen this coming before it came. So don't you ever sit up and let me get this straight. I never once was saying that we should be too positive. I've never been too. I've been extra critical. Sometimes critical on some people too hard. I've been called being critical on Hop too hard. I've been called critical on Lamar Miller too hard. I said the same thing about Lamar Miller. I understand Lamar Miller had the big game, the 97 rushing yard Monday Night Football against the Titans, and I didn't buy into the third rushing attack in the NFL. I didn't buy into that. I've been saying this since the off season. I want to draft a running back. I'm extremely happy that Deontay Foreman's supposed to be playing. I've never, in my personal opinion, I was still, even if Lamar Miller would have made the Pro Bowl, which we're gonna get to that in a second, made the Pro Bowl, rushed for over 1,000 yards, his cap hit, let him go, you save $7 million. I still come at the end of the year. It's just me. So I'm not being extra positive by no means. All I'm saying is enjoy what we watching, because how many times have we seen Andre Johnson lead the league in yards and catches, not make the playoffs? Matt Schaub lead the league in yards, not to make the playoffs. JJ lead the league in sacks or be defensive player of the year in 2014, not make the playoffs. Arian Foster lead the league in rushing TDs, not make the playoffs. We finally have a franchise quarterback. We have a receiver who's the best receiver in the league, once again, like Andre was in his day. We have, in my opinion, a top 5 defender of all time in JJ. Still playing at JJ level, We finally got him in Clowney. We finally got Kareem playing the way like a number one overall pick has. We got a third round pick who's playing like a first round draft pick. We're in position, and we're playing against a good division. All this crap all year we've been hearing about the AFC South being a bad division. Ain't this year. We the only division in football with three teams with a winning record. And the only team that has a bad record is a team that was in the AFC Championship game a year ago. And we not only are we going through that, we're also competing for a first round bye. Be happy with you watching. That's all I'm saying. You can feel how you want to feel. But all I'm saying is that don't get on him like, man, still ain't played nobody. We're going to get our asses hand to it. Like, don't be so negative. We're going to get our asses hand to it when we get to the playoffs, man. We struggling against the Jets. You got to understand football. Now, of course, you know, the national media, they gonna be asleep. Other fans like Cowboy fans and Titan fans and Colt fans or any other fans of other teams who just, you know, just fans, Hagel fans, they gonna talk about it. Your coworkers at work might be bashing on you. But all I'm saying is, people who know football, like former players and former coaches and general managers, all said the same thing once the Texans got to that 7th and 8th and 9th win in a row. You gotta consider this team a legitimate team. Because you don't win those type of, I don't care if every game was a missed field goal. I'm like LeVar Ball. I just care about the dub. Just bring me the dub. How you get it, I don't care. We can talk about that right after the game. Bring me the dub. We're gonna talk about it right after the game. We're gonna do film stuff, we're gonna correct it, and we're gonna go on past it and talk about the next opponent. So don't get up here and say, I'm being too positive, everything is sunshine and rainbows. No, I'm critical after every single game. Check the post game. Check my game breakdown preview. I'm critical on stuff that needs to be critical. But I don't criticize every single thing. I don't come and say, every week, I don't come and say, man, Bill O'Brien is play calling. Because sometimes it don't even be Bill O'Brien's play calling. Sometimes it be Bill O'Brien's stupid decisions like the timeout he called. It wasn't the play calls. Sometimes, hey, Deshaun had a man of a drive. That drive that he had was the reason why you drafted. That was his calling card right there. That last drive, where he was 6 or 7, 100-some yards, or not, like 70-some yards, touchdown down the middle, perfectly thrown ball. But through most of the game, Deshaun played so-so. But nobody wants to talk about that. But yet, I'm the one that's being too positive because it's like you scared to criticize. I criticize him because I know that he's that guy. I see it in Deshaun. I know that Deshaun is a future MVP, future champion, future Super Bowl MVP, future, dare I say, Hall of Famer. I see it in him. He's that winner. He has everything that you want in a quarterback. But he fuck up sometimes. Like they say, players fuck up. He fuck up sometimes. I'm not scared to say he did it. And he not scared. He'll tell you himself when he fuck up. So don't be up here with that old bull. Like, for real, you can miss me with that. Now, that we got that all out the way, let's talk about some positive stuff. Let's talk about some Pro Bowls. Because the Houston Texans had 4 players selected to the Pro Bowl. We had Hop selected to the Pro Bowl. If I'm not mistaken, I'm thinking this is 4th Pro Bowl. JJ selected to, I think this is 6th or 5th Pro Bowl. In Clowney, I know for a fact it's Clowney's 3rd Pro Bowl. And the shocker of them all, Bernard McKinney. Now, if I'm going to be honest, back to being critical, if I'm going to be honest, I'm not on shock. B-Mac shouldn't have really got the Pro Bowl. Looking at some of the stats and looking at other players who missed the Pro Bowl, yeah, B-Mac really shouldn't have got the Pro Bowl. But I was listening to Chris Myers earlier, former Houston Texans Chris Myers, and he brought up a good point. He was saying that, you know, during the season when they bring the players to Pro Bowl voting, and I even know bring them the vote for other players, you know, you get everybody's names and you get their stats right beside them. You know, they look over, you know, they look and see the names and blase. Now, he said they also goes into it. They look at some names and they might look at the stats and they be like, I play against this dude. I played against both these dudes. This dude got way better stats than this dude. But I know this dude here, they got the good stats. I could whoop him. Like he's not a problem for me. He had a good year, but he's not a problem for me. But this dude here, he might got 10 less tackles than him. Ain't got enough picks than him, but that's a dog. That's a straight dog right there. Like he's better. He's a better player. Like I've gone up against him one on one. I can't stop him. He abuses me. Like stuff like that. Like things of that nature. And they'll vote for the guy who has the lesser stats. So things like that go into it. But they all said, I'm happy. I'm glad that he made the Pro Bowl. I'm very disappointed that Kareem didn't make it. I really wanted Kareem to make it. I seen that Gilmore got it. I really wish Kareem would have made it. Kareem really deserved to be. I know most of it was at earlier part of the season. He kind of fell off the past couple games. But he's an alternate. Kareem's an alternate. Honey Badger's an alternate. Deshaun's an alternate. And Lamar Miller's an alternate. And at first I thought Lamar Miller was going to make it, but then you gotta give it to Lindsey, you gotta give it to Connor, and then probably also gotta give it to Melvin Gordon. Now I'm pretty sure out of those four, somebody, if not all four of them, going probably get in because you got the Super Bowls, you got people bowing out because of injuries and things like that. So hopefully we do get some more Pro Bowls, especially Kareem. Kareem's the person I want to get in the most because I think that he's the most deserving. As much flack as Texan fans have given him over his career, and we finally getting this year out of him that he's playing at the level that you expect for him to play, coming from a Nick Saban Alabama team. And remember, he was the best defender. He's the best player in the backfield, best DB on a national championship team back in '09 for Alabama. And the secondary is Nick Saban's calling card. So a lot of expectations were put on Kareem's shoulders. Not to mention he was replacing D-Rob. He's replacing Dante Robinson, D-Rob, and he was a young guy. It was him and Glover Quinn. It was a beat up secondary. It was a young secondary, and they got abused back in 2010. And he never recovered. He recovered from that nicely on the field, but in fans' perception, he never recovered. It's times that people call Kareem out when Kareem's not even on the field. Like, it's plays that Kareem's not even involved in, and a big play happened, they automatically want to say 25. I'm like, nah, Kareem wasn't even on the field, bro. But that's just the reputation that he gets. And majority of that, if not all of it, is due to that rookie year. So I really want to see him bounce and get that Pro Bowl nod, because at one point in time, I thought he was playing an All-Pro level. I highly, extremely doubt that he gets a first or second team All-Pro. I highly doubt that. But I really wish he would have got a Pro Bowl bid. But we'll see. I mean, they're having players who not made, like last year. I know some Titan fans on my channel who they know Kevin Byard last year did not make the Pro Bowl, but was all first team All Pro. So there has been players who not made the Pro Bowl but still be first team or second team All Pro by now. Clowney, I think Clowney's first All Pro. He didn't make the Pro Bowl. Merciless, he's been All Pro. He didn't make a Pro Bowl. McKinney. And also that's another thing about the Pro Bowl. Sometimes they vote you in a year too late. Like, we've seen players have good seasons and then the next year they get voted to the Pro Bowl because they came on late. Because also the Pro Bowl voting is due, comes in 2-3 weeks before the season ends. But all pros are done after the season. So people get more recognition. So these next 2 weeks matter about you getting the All Pro. Kareem could fuck around and have 4 pick sixes in the next 2 games, and that might count upon him to becoming an All-Pro, defensive player of the month for the month of December, things like that. So you don't know exactly what's all going to happen, what's going to go down. But I'm glad to see that we do have multiple Pro Bowlers. Like I said, Hop and JJ, those were no-brainers because JJ's second in the league in sacks. He's playing at a level who should be considered defensive player of the year. More than likely is going to go to Darnold or Mack. More likely Darnold. But if you look at the numbers, like JJ's outside sacks, JJ's having a better year than Darnold. I haven't really looked at Khalil Mack's numbers, but I know JJ has more sacks than Khalil Mack, but also Khalil Mack missed some time too. But Khalil Mack is having a bigger impact because the Bears are looking like that type of defense. And Hop, like I say, Hop is top 5 in every category. He's gonna be first team All Pro. If he doesn't get first team All Pro, that's a robbery. He is he's only 10 behind in catches. He's only 2 behind in touchdowns. Is the number 1 and only what, like, cause I think he's third in yards. He's only like 5 yards behind Mike Evans, who's second. And like, no, Julio's out there. So I doubt that he catches Julio unless Julio gets shut down for the next 2 weeks. But catches and touchdowns, he definitely could become the number 1, the leader in catches touchdowns, or just if he's top 2 in all 3 categories. He's the best receiver in the league. I already told y'all that, and the numbers back it up. So he'll be a first team All-Pro. So him being a Pro Bowler is a non-brainer. Clowney, I think Clowney has gotten to that level that he's a name. And what I mean by that, as long as he does something serviceable, he's gonna get voted in. Because I mean, Clowney had a big impact, but he hasn't had the impact that a number 1 overall pick that you would expect. He's not having the year that JJ's having. Now, he's not asked to do the same things that JJ's asked to do. He's asked to do different things. He's actually asked to do a little bit more. So his stats are probably going to be bent back as he does more in the running as a run defender. He also does a lot of moving around. JJ mostly stays as an edge rusher now because they're trying to keep JJ upright and healthy, especially for the postseason. So, but he's at that level that I think as long as he does enough, he's on enough people radar that he gets voted in. But I'm happy for all the guys. Hope the alternates can get in. Hope Kareem can get in. Hunting Bass can get in. Deshaun, because I know a lot of people say Pro Bowl don't mean nothing. Actually, Pro Bowl means a lot because once you start getting to Hall of Fame status, consider it a Hall of Fame, the amount of Pro Bowls and All Pros count. They actually count that. They actually count 7-time Pro Bowler, 8-time Pro Bowl. Those type of numbers matter. So you want to get those type of Pro Bowls to stack it up onto your resume. So when it's time for you to get a gold jacket, hey, this guy went to 10 Pro Bowls, 5 first-team All-Pros, 6 second-team All-Pros, things like that. So you want those type of accolades. So congratulations to all the guys for that. Like I said, the Texans are in control to get that number 2 seed. And it actually, I'm actually apologize for this because, me, I try to be on top of the numbers all I can. The Texans can actually clinch. If the Texans win, they clinch the AFC South. So they Texans win, they clinch the AFC South. But the Texans will win and the not Dolphins, but the Texans win and the Patriots lose, they clinch a bye as well. So the whole bye talk could be over Sunday afternoon. It could be over. We everything could be clinched for us, and we just be that last game means absolutely nothing. That is a wonderful thing. The chances of that happening is 0.0001. Because I highly doubt the Patriots lose 3 games in a row, especially I think they're playing the Dolphins. No, they're playing the Bills. I highly doubt that at home. I extremely doubt that the Patriots lose to the Bills at home after they've already lost 2 straight games. But crazier things have happened. I highly doubt it. But that's neither here nor there because all the Texans got to do is handle their business at Philly, at home in Houston, and they got to worry about nobody else because they'll be the number 2 seed. Be happy about that. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.